First thing you're going to want to do is go to developer.amazon.com and log in, and you're going to get to this screen right here, and you're going to click on Alexa. I'm actually going to be making a skill live for you guys to see. Then you're going to hit on Alexa Skills Kit, get started, and then it's going to take you to this screen. So you're going to hit add a new skill, and then you're going to put some stuff in. What happened? Where do all the other tabs go? All right. So we're going to add a new skill, and let's name it. We named it. Let's just name it Rapbot. The invocation name can be Rapbot. The reason that the invocation name is different than the regular name is because the invocation name is going to be what you actually use to call the skill with. So you might say, like, let's say, if we call it Rapbot1, we might have some like technical name we want to use. If we call Rapbot1 here, it's going to complain at us when we try to save it because that's not a thing that the text-to-speech wants to parse. So we're going to call it just Rapbot. That's just like a little demonstration of like what are the limitations. Ignore the global fields. Continue. We're going to ask us. Okay, so next. All right. So here's our intent schema, and what this is. Let me show you what this. I have it saved right here. What this is going to look like is just a JSON file that kind of gives this front-facing intent, or gives this Alexa skill a way of resolving your words to an intent. So this is just a basic model. So intent.
Did you get the Zoom in?
Can I? Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, we have 3 intents. We have 4 intents total. Get new wrap intent, get wrap from artist intent, stop intent, and then cancel intent. And these are global for all Amazon skills. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this in. Copy, paste that right in right there. Can everyone see that fine? Would you like me to zoom in more? We're good? Okay. And then our skill uses a custom slot type, described right here, the artist. So we're going to make that type list of artists. And from here we're going to get whole list of artists. So this is like if you don't want to, what happened to the thing? Oh, it's there, okay. So this is in case like, you don't want to have it, like, you know, let's say you're making a salad maker app and you don't want to be like, Alexa, you don't want to like define intents for every single type of ingredient to a salad. You want to just be like, list of ingredients, salad, okay, good. So the skill will know how to handle this. And we're going to show you, and then finally, this will make a lot more sense when I put in the sample utterances. These sample utterances are what the skill is going to use to resolve what you say into an intent. So, question? Go ahead.
Would you prefer questions at the end, or?
Actually, yeah, I would prefer questions at the end if you want to just hold on to it. Unless it's like a short question or something that I missed.
Well, I was just going to ask if the list of intents is, if that's a single instance of a value, or if it's intended to be multiple values.
It's intended to be multiple values.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we're going to add this. All right. So I have different spellings of different artists, different spellings of Snoop Dogg, because I want to make sure that like there's no different like the way that they might hear it, or it might be said, might be interpreted by Alexa differently. So I want to make sure it gets all set up. So we have So these are our intents. So we have like get new wrap intent, a wrap, a rhyme. So I'm going to be able to say, I'm going to be able to say her name, ask wrapbot for a wrap, and then she'll hear a wrap, and then she'll know to give me back this get new wrap intent. Or I might be able to say, get a wrap from Snoop Dogg, and she'll be able to know, oh, I know that there's an artist right here, and get a wrap from is, I know to resolve that and to get a wrap from a specific artist. So I'm going to hit next. Okay, now we have to work with our endpoint. So right now we're kind of working on the front end of this skill, and we're going to have to make the back end now. North America. So this is as far as we can get here. What we have to do now is create an AWS Lambda, and from that Lambda, they're going to give us a special string that is specific to that Lambda that we're going to take from the Lambda and put here. So let's go here. We're going to go to services. We are going to go to so when you first go, you're going to want to log in to aws.amazon.com. It's different than developer.amazon.com. There's just two different sites. You're going to have to make 2 accounts for this. Or not 2 accounts. You're going to have to I think you're going to have to make an account for developer. I'm not sure about if you need to make it for the AWS console. But yeah. So make sure that you're also on North Virginia right here. Can everyone see this? Is this too small? Yeah. So make sure that you're in North Virginia because that's the only one that supports Alexa. So from here we're going to go compute and Lambda. Okay. So you can see I made a lot of functions here. But let's make another one. So the one that I use is Python, and then you can see that there are different runtimes you can use. Node.js is the one that they tell us to use in their official tutorial, but I like to use Python because I just know how to use Python. I don't really remember the JavaScript guy. So this is the one I use to make my skill with, and we're going to click here and hit Alexa Skills Kit. We're good to go. We're going to name this. It doesn't really matter what you name it so much. Just wrap bot. And then, so it's going to ask us. It doesn't matter what the description is. So it's going to. So it can ask. It's going to ask you what you want to upload your code as. You can edit your code inline, or you can upload a zip file, or you can upload a file from Amazon S3. All those can work. I just do it inline because it's easier. So I'm going to go ahead and I have my code right here. And what this code basically is going to do is it's going to call this function here first, and this function is going to, all these other functions are kind of like helper functions, and based on event and context, you're going to, it's going to try and build a JSON response to the inputs that it gets. So, and I'll show you what that JSON, it'll make more sense if I just show you what the JSON looks like. But I'll show you what that looks like. I'll show you what that looks like when we test it, and it'll give us the actual response. We'll be able to read into that. Don't ignore environment, ignore encryption, ignore environment variables. We don't need to worry about that. So now this is where we develop. This is where things get kind of weird. You have to create a custom role, and it's going to put you. I really don't know what this Lambda function handler and role is, but what it really does. I think it's just the kind of the thing that points to the actual Lambda service and how you get that working. So, so we're going to create a new role policy. So we just leave this as blanks. Just leave it as the default. Just going to hit allow, and then after this is how it's going to populate it. So So then you should be able to hit next. And nothing needs to be changed here. I hope everything works. Okay, so says our wrap bot has been successfully created and configured as a trigger. You can now click the test button to input a test event and test your function. We're not going to do that. We're just going to grab the ARN from the top right corner here. This is what we're going to give to our skill to know where to call our endpoint. And don't bother with any of this stuff. So at this point, we have done everything. As far as building the actual code of the skill goes, you have to do some other stuff with publishing, and you have to get it approved by the Amazon store for it to actually be published with the store. In order to get it published, you have to make like a Photoshop. In Photoshop, you have to make a PNG that goes along with the skill. And you have to make sure that the descriptions are meaningful. And yeah, they won't just accept anything. They'll just accept anything.
Apparently Cortana wanted your attention.
Is that Cortana?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Alexa. Another thing, Alexa uses a special markup language for the output, for the voice that she'll output. You can do things like ask her to pause for a little bit, ask her to, I don't know. You can ask her to spell out things. You can ask her to specify the difference. You can specify the difference of how you want her to pronounce certain words. So pecan versus pecan. You can specify. I'm not going to get into that later, but if that's something that you want to do, you can look into that. It's just like HTML, but it's just a markup language. So we can test this out. Let's see, what were the example utterances? Get a rap from Snoop. Okay. All right. Now before, dang it! It gave me the Kanye one. It's really hacky right now. I can show you the Snoop one. It's kind of hacky right now. Do you have a text editor here, like Sublime?
Visual Studio Code. Underneath apps.
Yeah. I just want to post this, I want to make this JSON a little bit bigger so y'all can see. Okay, so is there a way to zoom in? Okay, so in your code, all you're doing is building this JSON file. So version, that's kind of all set. Response, output speech. These are the things you're going to want to worry about actually producing. The type you specify, whether it's just an SSML markup or whether it's to be expected with SSML markup, or if it's going to be just a plain text, because Alexa knows how to parse both, but you have to tell her to do that. This is what the card is going to. This is what the card's going to say. Every time you use the app, the companion app on your phone will produce a card. I just have mine to not have any content at all. And the reprompt is what you can add. Is what if you don't say anything for a while, she'll ask you the reprompt text again, and you can have a specific handler for that. So let's hear what she has to say. Is this connected to the speakers?
No, I don't think the speakers. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, actually, I guess so.
It's not producing any sound.
Whoa, that was a lot.
Yeah, it seemed like it went for 20.
Yeah.
Earlier.
this works.
We got brothers full of army mommies in Interlope, backed by Chanel all Louis Vuitton logos, all attracted to HOD because they know dough. But at least they've got girls calling me baby cakes. Now maybe Kate can hit more nods with Lazy K and Lady May maybe hey.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the astonishing. H to the is O, V to the is A, and I know that Linda was a hip-hop head. And I know that Linda gave hip-hop head. But I feel I could convert her, 'cause I ain't here to hurt her main. And I could rap to the beat, but I don't know how to change my wage. I still hear her pull and I track 'em and strack 'em and whack 'em. Jack him for the day to days and I yak 'em, attack 'em and sack 'em. We deceive and we lie, and we keep and fly, yo, 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 yo. Keep in the skies. Baby, it's me. Me?
Alright. Y'all, that goes on for quite some time. I had to trim that one down.
Snoop Dogg. Man, you got me going crazy,
This is the
baby.
Snoop Dogg one.
Feel like I'm losing my mind. Throw your setup and wave it from rolling side to seaside. I'm talking big, holding my banging my cousin up in his crib. Izzle, pizzle, foe, skizzle. My nizzle, what you sizzle? Foe, skizzle, bizzle, ha ha. That Snoop is back and is handling his biz. Taking care of his kids and making hits. Oceans.
Alright. So, that's it. Do you have any questions?
We have like 2 minutes for questions, and then if, after you can ask
Okay.
lots of questions.
Wait, what was your question? Didn't quite understand it, although I answered it really confidently, but what did you ask before?
In the JSON description of the intent, I think you had a name, artist, and type list of artists. And I guess I was asking whether list of artists indicates basically one of a set of essentially some sort of enumerating type, or whether it's a set of those.
So it's like a set of sets, or like if it?
No, I mean, you've clearly defined list of artists to be Snoop Dogg, Kanye, and I'm wondering, in the context of the intent, can there be multiple artists?
There can be multiple. Yeah, because I could do, like, let's say I want to change this intent, and if I had the code base to support it, I could be like, and artist.
But artist alone only refers to one element.
One element within that list, yeah.
Right,
Within
okay.
this list here, yeah.
Okay,
Does that answer your question?
it does.
Okay, cool.
Would it accept someone who's not Snoop Dogg or Kanye?
No, it wouldn't. It would, I think it would just throw an error. Or, I think I have error handling, I'm not sure. Go ahead.
In SSML, which is I think the markup language that.
Yeah.
Are there ways to control like tempo and information?
No, you looked into that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it's,
Because that would be so much fun with this project.
I know, it really would. But I mean, basically, we just had what we had to do is just add, like for some of these rhymes that we hard coded, we like had to add pauses ourselves,
Okay.
and we like, okay, pause for a second here. Punctuation kind of works if you're just doing it off the fly. Because what we did, we generated from a database, and like they'll have some punctuation there. So like when she hears a period, she'll pause for a little bit. If she's a comma, she'll pause for a little bit shorter. Yeah, that's you can't really dictate how fast she says stuff or with what rhythm. It's really unfortunate.
Well, thank you, Eric, and we'll ask you questions after. I'm sure a lot of people have questions on it.
Oh yeah, of course.
But thank you so much.